I don't know him, guys. I tell you, you don't really want that.
I think we want a singing jingle.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want that?
Do you know that I sang? I was young and 30. Well,
Okay.
I think 30 is young. I'm
Absolutely
older now.
it is.
But it was my 30th birthday, and I rented the Ramsey Hall
Okay.
and had like 250 people there and a band.
That's awesome.
And I was like, you can play my birthday, but I get to sing a song.
And did you?
Yes.
That's great. What did you sing?
Don't Stop Believing. It
That's
was
awesome.
probably terrible. Especially since it was like midnight.
Sure.
So
Maybe that made it better, though.
I don't know. You sing in the car all the time. It's not bad.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I hope that's going to encourage you to
I'm
keep
going to
singing.
start singing, guys. Your next songwriter competition winner is...
Mackenzie Walsh.
Nice.
Maybe you can do a daughter-mother duo. That would
Yeah.
be-
She would not go for that.
No? She's not in?
No. She thinks I'm terrible.
All right. Well, welcome to episode 19 of Smack Talk with Seth and Mackenzie, brought to you by Happy Ending Divorce and Separation. If you are currently looking for some help on your divorce or separation, you can head to www.happyendingdivorceandseparation.com and they can help you with your paperwork, basically.
Yep.
Yep.
And
And
is it powered by? Is that what
powered
you
by,
say?
I think
Powered by Blue Willow Entertainment,
yes.
inspiring artists and uniting communities.
We have a big website update that'll probably be happening right around the time this episode comes up. So check us out at bwemusic.art. Lots of exciting things in store. And then our showdown, of course, is still ongoing.
That's right.
Yes.
It's going great so far.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Check it out. Gravity every Saturday in February. And then we'll be at the National Music Center on March 14th and 28th.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. You just wrote it down, so
I did.
I have to look every time. I'm like, I don't know what dates they are.
I built a whole deck, like a whole presentation for someone and had the wrong finale date in it. So that was cool.
Oh,
I put May 3rd.
I know. And then they kept saying, is it May 3rd or May 2nd? And we're
May-
like, no, it's May 2nd.
It's May 2nd.
Anyway.
Moving on. We've got a guest, as we do. Mr. Logan Middleton.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How are you, sir?
Good. This is awesome.
Yeah?
Such a great setup you have here. I got to drive out to Bragg Creek. Like,
You don't get to do that every day.
this is great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little different than the X92.9 studio, but,
Yeah.
there's a little more children's art in here.
We do have some of that there, though.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you need more, feel free to take a piece
Just
on your
take
way
something.
out.
Thanks, Jovi.
Something on my way out.
Yeah.
It's like a consolation prize or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. What's that?
Water.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
go.
No, I was going to say, how's things, man? It's been a minute since we've seen you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been busy, but it's been good. Like, lots of stuff. If anybody doesn't know, I host Exposure at X, and there's always stuff going on there. And then I'm just trying to spread my wings into other stuff. So, like, I had my orientation to be a Polaris juror yesterday.
Mm.
So that's kicking off pretty quick here. And playing guitar in a band now, which I haven't done in a long time. So just trying to do as many things as I'm capable of until I crash and burn.
I will say, of all the guests we've had in here, I think you have the most soothing voice on that mic. just
a radio guy.
the radio guy with the radio
How
voice.
would you believe that, hey?
That's so funny.
Well, now I have no questions because you just explained
okay.
it. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
We're done.
Thanks for having me.
I have one question, actually, because last time we talked, one of the last times we talked was at the X studio, and you had just gotten onto LinkedIn. How's that journey been for you?
Well, I got the 500 plus, which was a big goal for me.
Yeah.
If you don't know, if you have over 500 LinkedIn connections, it doesn't say anymore how many you have. It just 500 plus. So
Yeah.
I found that to be aesthetically pleasing, and that was my goal. So I have achieved that. Yeah.
You're like a LinkedIn influencer now.
I like to say it's my favorite social media. I don't know if that's true, but funny to say.
You're one of the few music people I see regularly posting on there. So props.
I'm trying.
I'm not on. Well, I have a LinkedIn account, but I don't have any idea what it looks like right now. I haven't been on there forever.
I tagged you in a lot of stuff, but at some point I stopped.
He's like, I don't think Mackenzie's on here. Correct. You would be correct.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that. So you've been doing the exposure thing
Yeah.
now since what, 2023?
Yeah, something like that. Creeping up to the 150th episode I've done in March. So it's been a while now. And I mean, even before I started hosting the show, I was producing it when Matt Berry was still hosting it. So kind of had my fingers in it since I've been at X, which I've been there since October 2022.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It also says you're the imaging director for X. What does that mean to the people that don't know?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird title because radio is not really images, but
my head goes to X-raying. Actually, are you actually like doing some X-rays?
Yeah,
there?
yeah. I've got my little...
X. That could be a bit.
That
X,
could be. That's
right?
good. It's all the production stuff for the station, really. So, promos and any auditory station identifiers, anything that says what you're listening to. It's almost easier to say everything that it's not. So, like, obviously, it's not a song, it's not a commercial, it's not someone talking. It's any bit of audio that you hear that's just like, hey, X92.9, and then there's and all these sound effects behind it. And going into commercial breaks, we'll maybe advertise like an exposure show coming up or something. I'll produce that. So just a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
So to me, it sounds like imaging is, for radio, is like creating the image the listener is going to see in their brain.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. You're really trying to create an overall kind of vibe for the station. And, you know, a lot of people will be like, you know, what's the artist you play the most? Like, is it the Royal Foundry? Is it Arkells? I'm like, no, it's actually me. Because everything that you hear in between a song, it's not someone talking. Like, I created that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of those pieces of audio are only 2 seconds long, but, you know, somebody has to make them. And I'm that guy.
So that to me sounds like that might be like what you spend most of your time on at work, or is it still the exposure show?
It's a mixture. I mean, on top of those two things, I'm also the assistant music director, along with Sam at X, and we don't really have a music director. It's kind of just like us and our boss Jim, and so that's the secret third thing that I also do. So it's just kind of a balancing act of everything. I mean, certainly the production stuff takes up a lot of time. Exposure is, you know, of course, the thing I'm the most passionate about. I love all these things, but exposure would be my favorite, and so I do try to kind of spend a little more time on that maybe, but you know, it's a balance of all three of these things for sure.
Yeah, I bet from like the outside eye, and for me, I used to work in radio. I didn't have the cool job that you have, though. You've got like the cool job.
Yeah.
You have the coolest job, I think, in radio, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All three of those things.
Yeah. It's all, I mean, before I started at X, I was just an on-air guy, at some stations in Prince George, and that was good, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't really just want to be talking for 4 hours, and it's some days, you know, you might not be in a good mood, so you don't really even want to talk. So I kind of liked the idea of, okay, I'm going to go do this job at X, and I can work behind the scenes and have this really cool thing that I'm maybe more passionate about than being the face of the station. You know, like I don't need to be Beckler and Shauna. They're good at being Beckler and Shauna.
Exactly.
I'm good at being Logan, and Logan likes working behind the scenes.
I have an annoying 3-part question, but I feel like if I don't ask them, I'm going to forget it.
He hates
So the first part of the question is, how many submissions do you get a week for exposure at this point?
A lot. It's a bit overwhelming. Like my Instagram DMs are a bit of a lawless land, and I struggle with that. I don't ever want to be that guy who puts like no DMs in his bio, but I will say the best place to reach me is email for sure. And don't be afraid to send me a follow-up email either. But you know, it's usually around 50 submissions a week. I've certainly had weeks where it was over 100, and I've also had weeks where it's maybe been like 5. So there's a lot of, it varies quite a bit, but you know, my emails are crazy. Yeah.
And I only DM you, so I apologize.
No, it's the place that makes sense to do it. And like, I'm on Instagram a lot, but it's just like, it's a lot. And then Instagram has those like 3 tiers of messages, like your primary and your general, and then your hidden messages. And so I miss stuff all the time.
Yeah. Part of the gig, I guess.
Yeah.
And then my second part of that was, how many gigs are you going to a month these days?
I mean, not as much as I'd like, actually, but you know, in the summertime, like it was Sled Island right into Folk Fest, and Terminus was happening at the same time as Folk Fest. It's like I'm running around and just trying to, you know, show face. And I like to stay for a whole show, but sometimes it's like all I can do is a song, and then I have to be at the next thing.
We know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been there.
I mean, the only person I think I see at more shows than myself is my friend Jess Arcand, who's a great publicist in Calgary. And like, I have joked that like she's been cloned, because I will be somewhere and then she'll have beaten me there. And I'm like, wait, but I just saw you back there. Like,
How did you do that?
yeah. I mean, I like to be out and about. And obviously with the office being on 17th Ave, like it's so easy to get to like the Ship and Anchor where a lot of things are happening, or the Palomino, or even Dickens. Like if I can be out, I'm a homebody, but I would like to be at as many shows as I can.
Have you discovered many bands that way that you've ended up putting on the show, or?
Yeah. The most awesome like discovery I made in the last year was I was just going to the Ship and Anchor 35th anniversary party because my friends Brain Bent were playing, and that was really cool. And the Blue Hemon was playing, and I really like him. And then on last was this band from Edmonton called Bad Buddy. And I was just totally blown away. And so I connected with their manager, and then found out that we were all going to be in Hamburg, Germany at the same time. So I got to know them actually a little bit better while we were all in Europe, which was super cool. But yeah, I mean, most things are certainly on my radar because it's my job. So I should definitely be paying attention. But every now and then there's something where I'm like, oh, like where did that come from?
That was Bad Buddy, not to be confused with Bad Bunny.
No, yeah. Bad Buddy did not play the
separate genres. I think they're probably different genres.
Yes.
Okay, one final question. Of all
That's four.
No, the third one was that was an add-on. Like, that just popped up. Last question for me, and then I'll give it back to Mac. What's like the top band or artist that you've discovered through this? And if you can't pick one, what's like one or two that like really stand out to you? I know you love them all equally.
Yeah, I love everything. But I mean, kind of right when I started doing exposure, my good buddy Bob, well, we're good buddies now. I didn't really know him at the time, but we're just kind of mutually around in the scene. He sent me this artist, Q Varro, who has been on a show, and we've kind of like been very much like on the same trajectory since then. Like we kind of help each other out a lot. But initially Bob sent me the song. He's like, hey, I used to be in the Dudes, whatever. This is the new project I'm working on with my partner. Here's our song, Feeling Lucky. And I was like, well, I don't know what a Q Varro is, but this is cool. And Feeling Lucky, I instantly fell in love with. And then, they sent me the record when it was done. And I said, well, let's do an album premiere on the show. And we just hit it off, and like Q's my best friend now, but that's definitely been like the coolest thing to be a part of. Cause when I met Q, like they weren't playing a lot. And then since then, like they put out this great record, and they opened for July Talk, and we went to Germany together. And so they're very much like kind of like the, utility infielder of exposure, where it's like, if I'm sick, well, I'll just get Q to do the show. Like, and they've just been great. So that's been the coolest thing, I think.
See, that was pretty worthwhile questioning.
Yeah, we are big Q fans over here, as you know.
Yeah.
And you came up on the show we had her on, too.
Yeah,
so
which is super
give
awesome.
each other some love.
Yeah. I mean, they are the first person I text in the morning and the last person before I go to bed. Like, we're just very good homies and looking out for each other all the time. So
they have said that about you. So I think it's feelings mutual for sure.
Yeah, it's cool.
Awesome. I would be remiss. We didn't I think most people know, but just in case, can you tell us a little bit about like what is the whole purpose of Exposure, the show?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about showcasing local and independent acts kind of from across the country. Not necessarily always independent, but maybe bands that should be on your radar that might not be. Stuff that isn't necessarily getting commercial radio play across the country or even in the city. That, it's just like, hey, this is cool and we want to acknowledge it. And it's also just a good place to, bump up our CanCon numbers a bit with stuff that you might not necessarily hear. And it's just really a local music showcase on a commercial radio station, which is not very common.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool thing. And I have free reign kind of to do whatever I want with that, which is awesome. Like we've done a lot of takeovers on the show, and never have I ever like gone upstairs to my boss and be like, hey, is it okay if I do this weekend? Like it just gives me that full creativity and freedom to just take that hour of programming and do what I want with it, which is pretty rare on a commercial radio station. And I'm very lucky to have that.
Again, coolest job in radio.
Yeah. I ran into another radio guy at 88 Brewing a little while ago. And I was with Q, and he goes, like, I don't know if you know this, but Logan is doing the job that we all in radio wish we were doing. Because like everybody gets into it thinking like, oh, I'm going to get to like curate my own playlist and stuff. And that's not really the case. Like
No.
maybe if you're doing a show at a college radio station or at a community radio station, which we have awesome ones in Calgary and they're great, but on a commercial radio station, it's not really a thing. So yeah, I am doing the job that kind of everybody wants to do, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm jealous already.
Are you?
Yeah, that is what I want to do.
I mean, you are something of a playlist curator.
Yes,
So
I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah, which is so
what,
much fun.
how do you see it evolving, I guess, in the years to come? Do you think it's just kind of what you're doing, or do you see more opportunity in that lane?
Well, I do think that exposure, while being a part of X, is also a little bit of its own brand. Like, I'm sure there are people, who maybe only listen to Beckler and Shauna, like they don't even know that this program exists. But there's certainly also people that only listen to
Mhm.
exposure that don't really like know about the rest of X. So it kind of brings in its own kind of unique audience, which is fun. And something we did a little bit of last year was we started just presenting shows through exposure. Like X is always on a ton of like bigger shows that come to town. Like we'll be presenting like Winter Sleep and The Offspring and whatever else. But we presented the Q Varro single release party last year, which was awesome. Hemon the Blue, his album release party in September was Exposure Presents. So a little more of that, I think, would be cool, just to be a little more out there in the community and not just existing, on your car radio or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are fans of X always are like, "Oh, when's X Fest coming back?" And
That was fun.
probably never, and probably not ever with that name because we don't actually own it. And it's a very different time. Like we can't afford to bring Weezer and have our own event.
City
Certainly
in
not
Color,
on our own.
yeah.
Exactly. But, I've thought about like, well, what if we did like just like a weekend long, like Exposure Fest or something, get a brewery on board with it or something. And I don't know what that would look like, but it's, it's something I often think about, just being a little more present. CGSW often will have like a little showcase at Sled Island. I would love to do that with Exposure.
Yeah,
Just being out in the community.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Obviously, your job as exposure host and curator, the exciting thing, other than us learning new music through you, is for you to be able to like really champion local bands.
Yeah.
Or like bands from Canada that are up and coming, and you get to be like, look, guys, I found them, and here, give it a listen.
Yeah.
That must be really rewarding.
It's my favorite thing. And like, I've made so many friends that way too. Like, the day I got back from Germany, where we were attending the Reeperbahn Music Festival, was the same day as the YYCMAs. So I was like 3 hours off the plane, like hadn't slept in probably 24 hours, like totally zonked. But then I got to the YYCMAs and it was just like hugs and high fives and like the best homecoming you could ask for. Cause it's all these people that I've championed and made friends with and been stoked to know. And here we all are gathered. And it's like, hey, how's it going? Like it's just the best thing to be able to say like, hey, this is a great piece of art. And I have this platform where I can really showcase that. And yeah, it's my favorite thing.
Speaking of that, are there any bands that maybe you sort of discovered that you brought on the show that have now like sort of surpassed like their little indie status and they're doing some things?
I mean, I don't want to keep bringing up Q, but it's certainly
Yeah.
been like there's been that. I think I've been so stoked to see. I don't ever want to be like, oh, I discovered this band, but I've certainly seen growth in a lot of these bands, like Shy Friend. I know you guys had Jubs on, and
Yeah.
Jubs is the best. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that there's this platform where these bands can come, and often I'll just give them the show, and that gives people some cred, and then they can take that and run with it. And yeah, I mean, I think being on college and community radio is awesome, and then you can come on commercial radio, which is not a common thing, and I think that makes you look very cool, and I like giving people that opportunity. So if they can take that and get some growth out of it, that's the best thing.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Love that. What do you do outside of music? Is there?
Yeah, I mean, I've recently been playing. I mean, it's still music, but playing guitar in the band Victrix. We've done a few shows with me in that position, which has been awesome. And like, I was kind of nervous because I was like, what if I do a really bad job? Like, do I lose my cred as this like music guy? Because like, oh well, how can this guy be playing new music if he can't play music himself? But it's gone really well, and it's been so much. I grew up playing in bands, and then I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth about it for a while, so I didn't really want to do it anymore. And there were some bands over the years that were like, hey, would you want to play guitar with us? And it was no discredit to those bands, but just like, I don't think I'm the guy for this. But when I met the folks in Victrix and MJ who runs that project, it's just like, I really like these songs, and I know you're kind of looking to step away from playing guitar and just kind of focus on singing, and she's got her synth pad and stuff. I was like, well, I would actually really like to play guitar in your band. So I kind of shoehorned myself in there, and it's been awesome. So there's that. I don't know. I like movies. I collect records. If I have time, I'll play a video game, but I'm out so much. It's like, it's kind of consumed my life, but not in a bad way.
No.
What kind of vibe is the band you're in? Like rock, punk?
It's kind of dark pop, synthy, a little bit of chamber, bedroom pop. They're catchy pop songs, synthesizer heavy, certainly. Very unique, and I think that's what attracted me to it. Like, it's something different from anything I've ever done before. So I think that's why I didn't want to just like play in a rock and roll band again. Like we use backing tracks and stuff, which is something I had never done before. So it's kind of like, if I'm going to be in a band again, it's got to be a new experience for me. And this has been that. So it's been cool.
And you have a cool guitar, I gotta say.
Yeah. So when I started playing guitar in the band, I kept joking, well, I got to get a flying V because V is for Victrix. And this Randy Rhoades guitar popped up on Marketplace, and I actually jokingly just sent the listing to my mom, because my mom's always like, don't you have enough guitars? I do.
Yeah, of course.
I have a lot of guitars. And I was like, yeah, but she's really into cycling, and she's got like 20 bikes in her garage. I was like, don't you have enough bikes? And kind of explained to her why every guitar is a little different, and then, moved on with my life. She bought it, which was crazy. I'd never thought my mom would purchase me an instrument, but she did, and surprised me with it. She's like, well, I know you're stoked about being in this band, and I don't know. I just wanted to like be supportive of that. So I got you this ridiculous Randy Rhoades Jackson Flying V guitar, and it's awesome.
It's so cool though.
It's ridiculous. And at first I was like, can I even pull this off?
Yes.
And then I brought it out for the first show we did at the Palomino there, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this guitar.
Yeah, if you guys go on the Victrix, I think on your Instagram too, maybe there's some clips of you up there.
Yeah.
Shaking some. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And shout out Mom.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. And that's the coolest thing in the world.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Does your mom ever do cycle touring, like around, or does she just like cycle in Calgary?
I mean, they definitely will. Like they've gone down to Moab and crossed the border and done some great cycling. I forget where the last Blockbuster is, but they were riding past the final Blockbuster somewhere in the U.S. and like
I think it's in Oregon.
I think it's Oregon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll rip around in.
They've been places.
Yeah.
I only asked because we had Ostella. I don't know if you know Ostella on.
Yeah.
Our last podcast episode was with her, and she like goes across
Canada.
I've seen that,
on her bike with her instrument strapped to her.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah. I was like, that is determination
Touring
right there.
is hard enough.
Yeah.
Make it a little harder.
Yeah.
A lot harder, actually.
A lot harder. She's had some accidents too.
Yeah.
Like,
and she went all the way across the country, didn't she?
Yeah, and I think she did some cycling too when she was over in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's
so that's
cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
So just tell your mom to take the Flying V with you.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
You can borrow it, Mom.
Yeah.
Go play in a pub somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure she'd love that.
Are you guys gigging then? Like, where have you guys been playing at?
So the first two shows I did with the band were we did bobsled at the Palomino, which is like the winterized version of Sled Island, which is really cool. We kicked that off. And then we just did Cold Bones in Drumheller on Friday, which was awesome. I would have loved to stay the whole weekend. We ripped right back to Calgary, so I was in bed by 3 a.m. But they've got I love Drumheller, so it was just great to be there, and then they've done a really good job with that. Nothing lined up at the moment. I think MJ's doing a solo show this Friday. I'm not sure where. And then they're just trying to finish up the record. They've been working on that for a while, so that'll hopefully be out in the next few months or by the end of the year. I don't know. I just play the guitar.
But you're not on the record. You play
No.
live.
Yeah,
You're the
just
live
in
guitar
the
player.
live band.
So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good because like I stretch myself pretty thin. So I'm like, I'm not sure I could commit myself to even more. And everybody else that MJ plays with is so great. She works with Chris Dadge, who's amazing and a great guitar player and a great drummer. So I don't need to be a part of any of that.
You've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You need to add more.
Yeah. I mean, you
Well,
know,
maybe.
maybe down the road.
We'll find something.
Yeah.
Cycle touring.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I don't know, man. I'm a hard no on that. For me,
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
I don't even want to. I barely want to cycle around my neighborhood, let alone, and it's flat.
You know, I get nervous about cars.
It's
Like,
there's I don't think I'd like it either.
I lived in Vancouver for 4 years, which in theory is a very cyclist-friendly city, but just I had a few close calls with cars, and now I'm just like, I could ride to work. Like I only really live like 20 minutes in theory riding from the office, but like I could get smoked by a car any morning.
That's it.
Yeah. So,
We need you, Logan. Don't
I
do
know. I don't want to go away.
Don't go. Something I know about you just because I follow you is that you're a big Sloan fan.
Yes. Yeah.
And like you've worked in radio forever. You'd think you would have had like some encounters with the band.
Yeah.
But then it finally happened for you, didn't it?
Only super recently when they were here in November. Their like radio rep reached out like, hey, is there any interest in anybody interviewing Sloan? Yes. Yes. And I didn't know who from the band I'd be talking to, but I kind of was like, I mean, I love everyone in that band and I would have unique questions for all of them, but I was kind of willing it to be Chris Murphy, just because I had some very specific stuff I wanted to talk to him about. And like the day before the interview, I was like, hey, do we know who's coming yet? And they're like, oh yeah, it's Chris. So it worked out. But that was like my proudest thing from last year was like, not only did I get to chat with this guy from this band I love, but he kind of told me afterwards, like, hey, that's like the best interview I've done in a really long time. And it wasn't like the same old BS, like, oh, Sloan, you remember them from the 90s. Like, and I watched a lot of press interviews from that.
They were all like
tour.
that.
A lot of them were like that. And I was just like not interested. So I was like, I might go a little niche on some of this stuff, but I want to make it interesting for him. And he stuck around for like another 40 minutes after the interview. And I wish I'd been recording all that because all of that was just as good as everything in our conversation. Like we just really talked about all this kind of stuff that you don't normally get to talk about in an interview. Like we're talking about the band Red Cross and Tricky Woo, like all this kind of underground stuff. And, normally for a guy like that, it's like, yeah, you're just there to do quick album promo and you say the same thing in every city for a couple months. No, let's talk about Guided by Voices and stuff that I like, that I know he likes. And I've got a platform to do it. So I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And then they played a song for me. That was my 20th time seeing them. And I guess Q and Bob had also gotten in touch with them. And so we both kind of had the same plan. And it ended up being that the Sloan played The Marquee and the Moon, which I'd never seen them play before. And that's my favorite song of theirs. So that was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Love that.
Well, that's a good career highlight. Now you can retire
Awesome.
if you have to. If something happens,
still got a mortgage.
if
but...
you're going cycle touring,
Couple more years.
the car takes you out. At least you have that.
Exactly.
I guess in that vein, one of my favorite bands is playing in Calgary in March, and we put out a floater to see if they would come on the podcast, and someone actually responded. I don't think they're going to, but
You never know, though.
you never know.
Yeah.
Rise Against.
Awesome band.
Love those guys.
Yeah.
Can you put in a word for us, Logan?
I don't know anybody in that camp, but
I got to a publicist who said, we'll let you know, but probably not.
Maybe we should team up with X. Be
Maybe.
like, we can get you on X too.
I mean, the coolest rejection I ever got was Ice Cube's manager.
wow.
Yeah, actually, I have an email somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would frame that.
Yeah. He's like, sorry, we don't have enough time, but thanks. I was like,
We're like, well, that was good.
I'll take it.
Somebody read the email and considered the request. Like,
That's
Yeah.
the
it's
thing,
something.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of cred with the big bands at the moment. So
I don't know. We did interview Nolene Hoffman and Fantastic Negrito and John Craigie.
yeah,
That's cool. I mean,
that was at Edmonton Folk Fest.
if I've learned anything, it's like you lose nothing just by
No, you have
putting
to
yourself
ask.
out there. Like, they're not a huge band, but I'm going to try and do something with one of the guys from Tricky Woo, who are a great Montreal garage rock band from the late 90s. And I was like, they've got this documentary about them coming out, and there's all these little things going on. I'm just going to see like, hey, you want to hop on a Zoom call and we can maybe do something for exposure? And the guy was like, yeah, let's do it. So
you never know. It's just people talking to people at the end of the day.
You lose nothing by asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that was cool. We did Edmonton Folk Fest. We kind of, a different iteration of this podcast. We did it.
We should put those out.
Yeah, it was a couple summers ago.
Yeah.
We went and we just like asked to interview every single artist.
That's
basically.
awesome. Yeah.
And like, the lady that was running like the PRs, like all of our communication marketing, like to get the artists in.
Yeah.
She was like, no, you can't interview them. And we're like, okay, we'll put it on the list. You know, she at first, I think she legit hated me. Like she was like, you're a crazy person. Like, do you know what you're doing? And I was like, yeah, just put it on the list. But
who was headlining? It was a guy from Zeppelin. What's his name?
Oh, is
Robert Plant.
Robert Plant. We're like, Robert Plant. Throw him on the list.
So we're just like putting everyone on the list.
Totally.
Anyway, the funny thing is there was like a lot of reporters there, like newspaper people, radio people, whatever. And the only other duo or anyone that was actually putting everyone on the list was Ostella and her and Alan
they did the
from their show.
CJSW,
The Edmonton,
the other one.
They have an Edmonton show called Two Irish Don't Make a Right. And so they were like, put him on the list. Like, again, great. Every artist. They're like, put him on the list. And we're like, yeah. And so it's like, they were sitting next to us. Yeah. And like, they would get the artist and then we'd get the artist or vice versa. And then everyone else was just standing there looking at it. And we're like, well, you didn't put him on the list, so you don't get him.
I literally brought this whole podcast setup and everyone else just had like a little whatever. I had brought the whole damn thing and I'd have to set it up, take it down, set it up, take it down.
It was hilarious.
They're like, Nolene's here. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was the last day. Like, everyone's already played bass. There's like a couple more little stages wrapping up before the final of like Robert Plant.
Yeah.
So we were kind of wrapping up too because we're like, let's go home. And then Nolene walks in and no one else asked for her but us. So she's like, hi, I'm here to get an interview. So we talked to Nolene. Well, you did.
It was tough though because like she was so clearly like hot and flustered and like done with the day. And totally. We had to like rush it. But anyway,
at the end of the day though, like we were there a couple days and like the lady that hated me, she was like, well, okay, all right. Like she was like, I think she came around for sure. Yeah, she was like, see, you just got asked. Yeah. And I'm like, well.
Do you know John Craigie at all?
I don't know if I do.
Oh man, he toured with Jack Johnson quite a bit. Okay. He's got like a folky Bob Dylan sound.
Cool.
And also like basically a stand-up comedian, like one of the funniest guys you'll ever hear.
Okay. That is one of the best albums.
And I definitely stalked him after he came off the stage and was like, would you please come on my podcast?
Yeah.
And he came and it was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stalked a few people, but they came.
They came.
They all came. We were like, oh, we gotta go again. That was fun. Have you ever done that? Like been at a festival where you get to like you just put it out there and then they show up.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the stuff I've usually done has been like in advance of a festival. Like they'll reach out to the work. Like when I was working in Prince George, like I interviewed Harlequin and Helix. I think we also talked to whatever the new version of the band Sweet is. It's one of those where it's like they basically license the name out and they're a borderline cover band.
Yeah.
I think we did the same with...
It's like one original member or whatever.
I think with Sweet, not even. And it's like the same thing with like Trooper and now April Wine. Like
they're none of them have original members.
None.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were throwing some kind of I don't want to call it like an oldies festival because I like all those bands, but it was definitely like bands of that era.
Yeah. And
I was working at the rock station there, so we were heavy in the promotion of that. So you just be around and then you go on the stage and introduce Harlequin or whoever it is. But I definitely do like stick around at the festivals and like hope to spot someone. Like certainly walking around Folk Fest this year and people are ripping around from stage to stage. Like you see some cool people.
Yep.
I ran into Patrick Watson and then he was in Calgary like a week or two ago, and I wouldn't like we're not buddies or anything, but he was friends with somebody who was at my birthday party, and they're like, "Hey, is it okay if I invite Patrick Watson over?" And I was like,
"No,
yeah, I think that'll be okay." And now like my recurring bit is like, "It's not a party at Logan's house unless someone with a Wikipedia page shows up." Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's fun. Yeah. How come I never get invited to your parties?
I throw them so seriously.
They're probably like after 8 p.m.
Oh, okay. That's
true also. I mean, this last one was a surprise party that Q threw it. It was awesome. But
nice.
Yeah.
My son just texted me and I looked at it and he's like, whatever you put in my lunch spilled everywhere, and my entire lunch bag is soaked.
Sorry.
What was it?
I put oranges
Spaghettios?
into like fruit cups.
Yeah.
But, like,
Oranges are a mess. Always.
anyway, I put them into like a container, and I guess it didn't seal.
Oh, no.
So now his hot dogs are wet. So he needs to go buy some fries.
Well, good thing they've got that cafeteria.
Thank goodness.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so you've interviewed some cool bands, especially Sloan.
Yeah, that was the big one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I never got to do anything really that cool when I was in radio. I was in news.
Okay.
So, although I worked at a rock station and a top 40 station.
Yeah,
Before I went into news radio, but I was like the news person.
totally.
Anyway, when I was on my practicum from SAIT, I worked at RDTV in Red Deer,
Yeah.
and they had the Northern Lights come to town. No, they're playing in Innisfail, not even in Red Deer.
The Northern Lights.
Come on.
Not the Northern
They're
Pikes.
like this. Yes, the Northern Pikes.
No, okay.
The same era as all those.
I was actually thinking Never Ending Lights, that Dallas Green project, but that's
She ain't
different.
pretty. She just looks that way.
Yeah,
You know that one?
That's why I'm playing
Anyway,
a lot of
They,
this.
they threw the practicum student into that. They're like, go interview them. And I was
Yeah.
like, so I felt pretty cool when I was like 20.
Totally. That's a great song,
That's
though.
the only one. And then we got free tickets to the show.
Was
So my roommates were super excited because
Yeah.
they're older than me too. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Let's
yeah,
go to
this is awesome, Northern
Innisfail.
Pikes.
Northern
Good. It was a
Pikes.
good show.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll ask you next, but I think also when I was in Red Deer, I interviewed, because I also worked in Red Deer Radio. Those were the radio stations I worked at later. Dion Phaneuf, when he was playing with the Red Deer Rebels,
Mm.
but he'd already been drafted to the Flames. So it was like he was just about to leave.
I mean, that's big.
to go up to the
He
Flames.
might have been his last interview before he went to the big leagues.
Yeah, he signed my my car flag. Yeah.
Oh, like the,
You know those
the window?
flag
Yeah,
things?
totally. Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but I
I didn't know
actually
where
wore
that
it
was going.
proudly on my car for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a little
Well,
ripped
Dion
up.
Phaneuf.
I don't know what happened to him.
Then got traded from the Flames for, anyway, things.
That's all I
There's
can
many
think of. I'm
rumors.
sure I've had other interviews in radio that were cool, but I can't really remember.
Yeah. Who's your dream interview now that you got Sloan under your belt?
So my favorite band of all time is this band called Guided by Voices. They're from Dayton, Ohio. They've put out like 47 records, and that's not even including all the solo records and side projects. They're kind of like mysterious in that they don't really do a lot of press. Like there's stuff out there now because they've been a band since like 1983, but they don't do a lot of stuff. But I kind of have a foot in the door with their management because I know the guy from managing a few other bands that I sometimes spin on Exposure that are Canadian. I'm kind of like waiting until the next record, which for that band is like every 3 months, and I might say, hey, I know Bob doesn't really do interviews, but what if I just gave him an hour radio show? And I'd break the CanCon format for that, obviously, but that would be the dream.
A special X.
That or like Neil Young. I love Neil Young. That would be a cool one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
GBV for sure.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
It's going to happen,
Yeah.
I think.
Not in the
I
world.
think mine would be Eminem, I think.
Eminem?
I think so.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Might have been DMX, but he died, so.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I don't even know. There's
No?
too many.
Dion Phaneuf.
I got it.
You already did
Check.
it.
Check. I also got, you know what was really fun in radio? Scrums. Because I was in media, I was in news, right? So like those were the days where everyone had their mic and they shove it in your face,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
So I remember Ralph Klein
Yeah.
back in those days. It was like his last reign.
Was that before or after he gave us all the money?
It was at the same time-ish era.
I've never enjoyed $800 so much in my
Yeah,
life.
we were at that age where we were like, yes, right?
Felt like I got an inheritance.
We
or
were all like
something.
young enough to really appreciate that check. Yeah. And like, I remember sticking my mic in there,
Yeah.
you know, and he was in Red Deer for something. He was the premier at the time. And I was like, yes, that career.
Yes.
I did it.
I
And
started-
and he answered my question. I don't know what the question was, but I was like, Mr. Klein, tell me how this is going to improve our lives or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, yes. And looked at me in the eyes and I was
There
like,
you go.
I got it. Okay, I can
Nice
play
work,
radio
Mac.
now. Okay, one more.
One
Peter
more question.
Lougheed.
Oh, Peter Lougheed.
He was best friends with my husband's grandpa.
Oh, no way.
So I got to meet him
That's pretty cool.
at my
Actually.
husband's grandpa's like wedding.
Yeah.
He got remarried. And I was like, I've never been starstruck in my life
Yeah.
and still haven't been.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Peter Lougheed. And everyone's like, who are you talking? Like, my husband had no idea who it was. And I was like, you don't know who Peter Lougheed is?
I mean, I know the name, but I would not know who it is.
Okay.
Would
Yeah.
recognize him on the street. Not that that would be
Yeah.
plausible now. I mean, I have a sign.
There is a house named that
There
Lougheed
is,
House.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
no,
a
I've heard the
venue.
name, for sure.
Anyway, he's amazing.
This is maybe a little more niche. I have a signed photograph right when you walk into my house of Thomas Mulcair, who was the leader of the NDP like a decade ago.
Yes. I remember him.
Yeah. He wrote like, "Dear Logan, with youth like you, I feel confident in Canada's future. P.S. Can I touch your beard?" And then like his daughter-in-law became the mayor of like the area in Quebec where my grandfather lived, and they actually like, or she showed up at like my grandfather's like celebration of life.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was like a notable person in the community. So she's like, I was the mayor. I thought I should
That's
stop
good.
by. And like they have a cottage up there. So I've like been walking the trails and running to Tom Mulcair.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
So random.
Your
but-
beard must have been longer then, was it?
It was, yeah.
I would
A
think.
little more
yeah.
kempt now.
Yeah. Yeah.
My only, the only thing I can think of anyway is at the World Juniors in 2010, I walked by Mark Messier and got him to sign my jersey.
That's great.
That was pretty
Sweet.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mark Messier. And then Steve Tambolini and I had a good conversation about the Oilers because he was the GM at the time.
Okay.
And it was right after they had drafted Taylor Hall. Anyway,
I keep thinking of stupid things, but I've said too many. They'll come up another time.
I'm sure. Celebrity encounters, that could be a whole segment.
Yeah.
Well, it was a Ken King actually encounter
Oh, yeah?
in his private box at a Hitmen game. The Flames were out, but the
Mhm.
Hitmen were still in.
So you hung out with him?
I said something really dumb. I was like
No.
21 or something.
What'd you say?
No, I was like, I think it was 2025, I want to say, because it was right out. It was not the 2004, sorry. 2004 is when we were in the cup. Like
Yeah.
almost won. All, you know.
And then
Yeah.
the puck was in the net.
It was in.
It was in.
Anyway, this was 2005, I think. So we weren't as good that year.
No, I don't think that the NHL
We
wasn't
were
on that
out.
year. That was
we
the
were-
lockout year.
Yeah.
No, it was not that. It was a year we were in.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
we were out of the final. Like we weren't in the Stanley Cup anymore. I think we were in the beginning, but it was at
Okay.
the end, and they weren't in anymore. And then I was like, Ken King's talking, and I was like, "Oh, you must be having lots of fun on the golf course these days, or something."
He didn't like that?
Just like stared right at me.
Yeah.
Like
I thought that was really nice.
it's like, oh,
Just trying to be
I mean,
friendly,
it's nice
like,
out. It's
yeah,
April.
yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
don't
Well,
say that. It's mean.
Mr. Middleton, for people who want to learn more about you, your show, and all the things you're up to, other than DMing you on Instagram,
I mean, you can just
No,
like, if I don't get back to you, don't feel bad. I don't hate you. Like there's none of that.
Try another
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, email's great. I love an email.
perfect. Logan at
Logan at x929.ca. I mean, you can go to Logan _, on Instagram, and you can just listen to Exposures Sundays at 9 p.m.
Every time I DM Logan, I say, "Hey, Logan."
Do you?
Yeah.
Falling into my trap. I mean, it's literally just because like you're outside a venue or something and you're meeting people for the first time. And you go like, hey, Logan.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Logan. All right. And
Yeah.
that will move us right along. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. We're going to finish off
having me.
with the Rapid Artist merch songs of the week.
Yeah, I'll go.
You'll go?
That's what happened.
You're ready. You didn't even need to pull your phone out. You've been
Because I
thinking about
prepared
this.
for this earlier today.
Okay.
Gentleman who I recently met, just getting started in this whole music thing, was in our first weekend of the YYC Songwriter Showdown 2, in the first cohort of 8. Unfortunately, didn't make it into the next round, but I'm a big fan still, and I love the guy. He's the kindest, nicest person. He said to me he'd ask me a question, "Hey, Mackenzie, is it okay if I do this?" And I'd say, "Yeah, that's great." And he'd say, "Thank you so much, Mackenzie." Everything, like it was like the full name, and like just like so polite.
Yeah.
Such a nice person. So that made me like him even more because I hadn't met him and I already liked his songs. And then
Totally.
now I'm like, okay, this guy's great. I like him. His name's Connor Grant.
Oh, he's my buddy.
See?
Yeah,
So you know he's
yeah,
super nice
yeah,
guy,
yeah,
right?
great guy. Yeah.
I like this
Yeah,
guy.
we hit it off over like talking about like this old country guy Billy Joe Shaver and like The Last Waltz and like
Yes.
Norm Macdonald, like all these things that we like.
That's fun.
Yeah, because he's playing bass with my friend Jolene for a
Yeah,
little while.
that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jolene and I were talking about him.
yeah,
He's
Yeah.
a very nice dude.
He
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I really like him, so I'm going to keep following him around. And he only has one release right now. It's called Hurtin' Man, but it's really good.
yeah, so good.
He played a song at our showdown called Betsy, which was also super fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. Lindsay wanted him to do a whole album.
Yeah, she's like, you need to do an album on Betsy.
I need
He's
to
like,
know more.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually thought you were going to go a different direction, and I kind of zoned in on maybe doing that song. So shout out Connor. Yeah.
Yay, Connor.
I'm going to go a different direction, though. I saw a band perform at the Rec Room a couple of weeks ago. Actually, they opened for Ostella, Stolen Moon.
Cool.
And they put on a show. Like at one point, the guitar player's on the ground doing the thing. Just an old school show. I thought it was awesome. We actually booked them to play Banquet. They're going to
Yeah.
play Banquet in March.
And they're Calgary based, hey?
I think so. Yeah.
Have you heard of them?
I think so.
Yeah,
I feel like I played
they're
them.
neat. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're neat.
Yeah.
Their most recent single is Reach for the Stars.
Cool.
But I just kind of gave them like a whole listen through. And if you like kind of that 70s sort of nostalgic type vibe in a modern world, that's the best way I could put it.
Yeah.
So Stolen Moon.
Cool. A couple of years ago, we put on a show at the Grey Eagle with Metric for like this one night only event we were doing, and it kind of fell into my lap to find a local opener, and I was like, I could do something that like really makes sense for a Metric show, or I could be completely selfish about this and like do the band that only I want to be there, although they are great. One of my all-time favorite Calgary bands, Napalm Pom. They don't really play anymore. In fact, that Metric show was their, as of now, second to last show. But they're great. I think about them all the time. Still listen to them all the time. Their first record came out in 2014, and it's great. There's a song on there called Guided by Volume, which kind of sounds like Guided by Voices, and I know they're fans of that band as well. So Guided by Volume by Napalm Pom, I just think it's a perfect anthem and one of my favorite songs to ever come out of Calgary. So that would be my big Calgary awesome song of the week.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll have to circle back to that on Exposure one
Yeah.
of these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, there you have it. Episode 19 in the books.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks again for coming,
again.
Logan.
Yeah, thanks for
that's
having me.
great.
This is awesome. And I got to get this beautiful drive out to
That's
Bragg
right.
Creek, and now I get to go back and I'll put on some Charlie Crockett, some country stuff, and it'll be great. This is
Awesome.
awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so
Yes.
much. I don't know where it is.
It's beside you. You lost it.
Yeah, I lost my
no
pen.
pen throw today. All right. Goodbye.